I forgot to play the start. Hello everyone, guten tag, bonjour, dobry den. This is me, Zeno77 with you today. It's so lovely to start the stream, and I hope that everything will work. Yeah, hello everyone, guten tag, bonjour, dobry den. It is almost 2 a.m. in the real time zone, and today I had a choice. I had a choice between wait, give me a second. I had a choice between going live and not going live. And as you can see, I went live, but the point is not this. Point that I want to share today is no matter what the videos, what types of videos are we gonna watch, is that just do it, guys. Honestly, turn off your head and go for it. Once you doubt, that's the time when you do it. And trust me when I say this, I've had the experience and I don't want you all to go through it as well. Anyhow, today we are going to have our favorite YouTuber, your favorite most YouTuber. Actually, give me a second. I think I need to plug in my device. Yeah, I need to plug in my device. And actually, what I actually have to do is rearrange slightly these videos and yeah, give some ad time for the advertisement to pass. We are all afraid of making decisions, right? But eventually, we just go out there and we do them. That's how we succeed. And this is what I wish to you all. And yeah, I think I've plugged it in now. So, guys, today we are going to have our traditional Brad Cooper stream. Oh no, wait, give me a sec. I have another advertisement. I kind of forgot that I have to get myself some YouTube Premium. Okay, I think we're good. So, in any case, welcome to the Brad Cooper stream. Welcome to the streams that are usually great, usually successful, because she always has a point to share. She always has a point to share. We always have the point to discuss. Today is no exception. Today we're talking about Brad. We're talking about different generations of people. Honestly, we're just watching Brad Cooper videos because there has been a while since I've done it. Although on the channel's history it may not look like that, but in reality history it has been like this. And today is one of these videos. Today is one of these times when we're gonna be watching another video called we're actually going to be looking through different generations. So we got some videos about Gen Alpha, some videos about Gen Z, some videos in general about everything. And you know what? I usually wait 5 minutes. No, it's 4.5. Okay, we can wait. We can wait for a couple more. I thought that okay. I thought that 5 minutes, so it would be over. But yeah, I don't know how many videos are we gonna be watching today, honestly, because it's already late at my place. But at least two I can guarantee you. Usually, when I guarantee something, I say what I mean. And I should also check the view. Okay, it looks like it's good. So, in any case, let's start. Gen Alpha is never told no. Welcome back, Brad Cooper. Another reaction by one of your favorite creators. We are going to be discussing different generations and specifically what is wrong with them, as usually. But no, actually, what we're always trying to do on these reactions, that's what makes them so special, is that we try to really understand. How do I say put this correctly? We try to understand, give a rational opinion on something, give a rational view on one case or another. This is exactly what we're going to be doing here today. Yeah, I see no other real reasons to not start doing it. So let's just pop into it. Oh no! Why? That's so bizarre. Why am I not showing you the screen? Why have you just okay, yeah, we have to redo the intro. We have to redo the intro. I screwed up the introduction. I was absolutely sure that I was showing that and then oh my god. Yeah. Anyhow. Gen Alpha is never told no. Welcome back, Brad Cooper. Yet another reaction. We are back. We are watching it. And really, it's one of your most favorite YouTubers. It's one of my most favorite YouTubers. And today we're going to be giving our rational opinion on different generations because both we can always argue that there's a problem with different generations of people, but is it actually true or are we just over exaggerating it? Right, let's start. I suggest we start with Gen Alpha.
So how would you feel if you were a small child and it was your birthday? And you woke up and you were so excited to have cake, you were so excited to get presents, you were excited to get all the attention for one day, but then when you go to blow out your candles, your siblings try to get in first, and rather than telling them no, your mom allows all of them to blow out your candles.
That would be super sad. But that would be also stupid because it's a tradition. You're just going against the traditions.
11-year-old, I'm sure that would hurt. I'm sure it would be annoying and be confusing. And that is exactly what happened in a famous TikTok mom's recent video. And people online are calling attention to how behavior like this could have led to the Gen Alpha terror epidemic. Before we dive into this story, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel if you've not already, and of course,
yeah, do the same, by the way, for Xenos, because I'm gonna have to rename the channel soon enough. I hope I don't forget it, but before I didn't, subscribe to Xeno77. It's as easy as it gets.
Ring that notification bell if you never want to miss one of these videos. All right, so the original video has now been deleted, as most videos and controversies are, but it has been reposted countless times at this point. So basically, this mom, her name is Cicely, she is a family and lifestyle creator. It was her oldest daughter's 11th birthday, but all of her younger kids wanted to blow out the candles, and she let them. And she filmed it, and she put it on TikTok. And the camera just kept rolling as her oldest daughter, the birthday girl, progressively got sadder and sadder as the video went on. Just watch.
Oh no.
Do you want to put it on now?
So because we need to blur their faces, I just want to give you kind of a play-by-play of what happened. So the oldest girl, she's wearing a little headband. It says happy birthday. She gets up to blow her candles. Her younger sister is immediately already leading in, so she reaches over and puts her hand in front of her little sister's face. And you can say about that what you will, but she already knows that this might be coming. And then the little girl turns around and cries, "Oh, mommy, I want to blow out the candle." So then Cecily picks up that child, blows out the 11-year-old candles. They relight the candles. Another child comes in and blows them out. They relight them yet again. Another child comes out and blows out the candles. And then standing on the sidelines, the 11-year-old girl whose birthday it is just stands there, and guys, she gets so sad. She just looks dejected and annoyed, and she's just watching all of her siblings blow out her candles on her pile of cookies.
That is like super bizarre because that has no rational explanation. You have a birthday. It's your birthday. It's you who's turning 11 years old. Yeah, this has no rational opinion, guys. I'm sorry. I tried to find. Well, maybe. Okay, let's listen to the explanation at least.
And of course, at 11 years old, like I said, I'm sure that this sucked. Like saying no or it's not your birthday would have been such an easy thing for the mom to do. And because of that, the internet lit into Cecily. I mean, reposts of her video now have over 15 million views. Young people are making really hostile videos saying, my parents did stuff like this and I don't speak to them anymore. Like the attacks have been very harsh. One person
11 years old, that's 2013. Gosh, time flies. Time flies.
said that'll be a core memory for all the wrong reasons. Another person said that's going to be internal silent hate towards the siblings for life. Somebody else said she just doesn't know what kind of trauma she's creating in the oldest and the entitlement she's creating in the little ones.
That is true. I don't know if it's going to be hate. It also depends on the child, but it's definitely going to be a traumatic memory. Like younger siblings, yeah, the kid's not going to like it.
Is not okay. Now, before she deleted the video for about a day, Cecily was in the comments apologizing and saying, I'm still learning. It's my first time being a mom too. I should have realized that was not the best way to handle it.
That's her first time. She's got 3 kids. She's got 3 children. What do you mean you don't know how it's like to be a mom? That is such a bad take.
Next time, we've addressed this at home, but still the conversation online has not stopped. And I'm sure that is making things at home more difficult for them. Yet another reason why I'm just not a fan of putting your young children and your family on blast on social media for millions of people to see and comment on. But, that is a topic for another time. I've talked about this at length. You can go watch those episodes if you want to hear me rant about that. Anyway, before we get into what other people are really talking about and how this ties into Gen Alpha, I want to be clear and say that I have no hard feelings towards Cecily. She lives here in Nashville. I'm sure that we have run in similar circles at some point. Her husband is a pastor. They moved here from California, and she just seems really, really sweet. She seems so joyful, and based on what viewers can see, really.
Yeah, but I mean, that is so bizarre still.
Tries to fill life with so much love, so fun. She seems very intentional.
Oh, I give her that. She has 3 children. Like, you can only respect that.
And even though she is making videos like 5 times a day and she's putting it all on camera, it does seem like her children live a very, very full and happy life. I mean, for example, she was making videos leading up to her daughter's birthday where she was showing the lengths that she was going to make it were Taylor Swift themes. She had, the cricket out. She was making her own posters and all of that stuff. She was excited about the present she was getting her daughter. It was very
to this woman, except of her living. She's so desperately trying to defend her, although the woman did do wrong. Maybe it was just one mistake. I mean, I didn't really follow the creator. I thought we are going to be talking about Gen Alpha, and for over almost 4 minutes we've been talking about some TikTok creator.
Very happy. It seemed very wholesome. So all of that to say, I don't think that she is a bad mother by any means, but it has sparked a big conversation online about modern parents not being able to say no to their kids, which is so true, and that is very important to talk about. I mean, you guys have seen the stories about Gen Alpha, the rabid, boundaryless iPad kids who are running around Sephora, destroying displays, and
you got some Ohio Riz, that is what I heard. Sigma, all of this. Nah, but it's just the new generation, really. We had similar stuff. It just was our stuff, and we knew about it, and we liked it.
Terrorizing retail workers who are literally making teachers quit because they are so hard to deal with. Just watch to jog your memory.
Yesterday, I broke up an assault in my band hall. Not a fight, an assault. A kid punching another kid in the head at least 4 or 5 times. Some mystery kid decided to get creative over the last 12 hours when I wasn't paying attention and literally took every single string off of every single French horn that we own, making them unplayable. Never in my 13 years of teaching have I ever had such a problem with kids keeping their hands to themselves and keeping them from destroying property. I love my...
So you're saying that this is the kid's problem, right? I actually have to check my connection right now. But it's super weird because as I seem to listen, it looks like this woman is blaming the children, which is bizarre if you ask me, because you're a teacher.
my kids, but I'm beaten and abused and tired.
I mean, that is wild. That's not kids just interrupting or being on their phones. They literally know no boundaries. And teachers, they can try to discipline them, but that all starts at home. Here's another example.
Gentle
That is true.
parenting is ruining our children. Some children need a little firmer of a hand. It's starting to impact schools. It is starting to impact teachers. Teachers are
The
leaving.
problem isn't even this. The problem is that you have to, from the very beginning, you have to show that they will get a reward only if they do good stuff. So why do the children do bad stuff? Why do they destroy everything and all of this? Well, because they get the reward. They get the reward of satisfaction, of the fact that they took the strings from the horn, but they don't get the punishment, right? So if they would have gotten this punishment before, that would block that would be much more scarier than the satisfaction from pulling out the strings. But since they don't have this punishment, they don't really have what to compare with. And yeah, if that makes them happy and they don't get demolished for it, well, then they will do it. It's just kids.
The profession by thousands every year because of the way children behave. Sometimes you have to punish your kids, okay? You just have to. They can't always negotiate their way out of consequences.
Like, how is this a hot take? How is this controversial? Like, I cannot believe that these poor teachers are having to go online and beg parents to discipline their kids. But sadly, it's become the norm to just send your kids to school for 6 to 8 hours. The teachers will handle it. I'm just going to go to work. They'll handle it. And then they get angry at the teachers for not disciplining their children. But again, it all starts in the home. It starts with the parents.
True,
My
but
friend
the
Amir
teachers are also not doing the best job. Come on. In this case, we can't find a golden middle. Because yes, I agree that it all starts from the house, but I can also agree that, if they did have a good teacher who would just put them down and told them to stop doing it, they would have been okay.
who you guys know I just adore. He is the best. He recently did a whole video on this, specifically on why teachers are quitting. You should go check out his channel, Chef's Kiss. He's amazing. And if you want to hear
Yeah, I gotta note him down. We're gonna check him in the next stream.
more about Gen Alpha specifically and the Sephora kids and all of that, we'll link some of our episodes below because it is truly an epidemic and we've talked about it a lot recently. But obviously, as I keep saying, this behavior has to come from somewhere. It does not just happen out of thin air. The contempt, the lack of respect for adults, the lack of respect for personal space, the violence, that comes from a lack of discipline and a lack of boundaries. From not knowing simple things like how to share or how to wait your turn. And that is why people were so alarmed by Cecily's video. Because for once, they saw this behavior being encouraged in real time and from a mother that people love and who obviously is very well intentioned. This is not a neglectful mom. She is not a bad mom. She does seem like she's a good mom. And so I think that that was a wake-up call for a lot of people. And I think it was great that people were able to track this and see the pattern. It kind of reminds me of when I use my Lumen.
It kind of reminds me when I skip your ads that I don't get paid for.
No. And that's not a joke, because we need to bring back no. And that's not a joke, because I really feel like there's actually a stigma around saying no to your kids, because gentle parenting has become mistaken with submissive parenting.
Or lazy parenting. Parents who do not want to do the hard thing, that do
true.
not want to have confrontation, that do not want to deal with the hardships of disciplining your children because it's uncomfortable and you don't want to make them sad. They go, oh, well, I'm gentle parenting. No, that's you being lazy and excusing your lazy, bad parenting.
Gentle
Which again is super confused with parents. I can get when it comes to, how do we say this? To different types of relationships where when you've got someone either who you're working with or someone you may be probably romantically involved. But you have authority over babies. It's your call how it goes, and definitely not theirs. So what are you waiting for?
parenting would have just been saying, no to her other kids firmly but nicely. This is not your day. This is your sister's day. I guess I just feel that this generation of parenting is so afraid to traumatize our kids that we forget that saying no is not a bad thing, that making them wait and be patient and be bored and be quiet is not a bad thing.
Also, the idea that something as simple as saying no is traumatizing. And that also connects to a whole other issue of mental health and mental illness being so normalized to the point of it meaning nothing. Like, trauma is real. There are people that have very, very serious trauma. PTSD is real. Saying no to your child is not traumatizing them. And if you genuinely think that it is, we need to step back and have a completely different conversation.
Look at this guy. Look at him. Let me go full screen. I was often taught no. Had my ups and downs. Still came to where I am. No, but in all seriousness, if you don't say the no's, the yeses just lose value. So who are you really helping with such logic?
iPads in the car, at restaurants. I don't think they're doing it to be bad or to be lazy. I really feel like they just want their kid to always be happy and always be comfortable and always be entertained, and like that's the best thing to do. But if you talk to an
No, that is not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is to give your child the best childhood. Your interest is not in making the child happy. No. Your interest is to make sure that the child grows a happy and satisfied person. Sure, you can have them playing around and etc., but the goal is your child needs to become a happy, so to say, a satisfied person. And doesn't mean that it has to always have happy feels from different dopamines that they get around this world.
adult that is resilient, that is motivated, that is respectful, they probably were told no a lot in their life. I'm sure the smartest people on this planet had a lot of time to be bored and a lot of time to use their brain. I also feel that people use the word trauma way too much, because not everything is trauma. Your kid is not going to get traumatized for crying, for being bored because you said no.
I mean, with every you said that was so balanced.
Similar.
It was kind, but it was spot on. And it obviously struck a chord with people. One woman said, as a teacher who has to work with students on the daily who are clearly never told no, I appreciate you speaking up about this. Another woman said, as an elementary teacher, these kids will look at you so wildly when you say no. That word does not exist in so many students.
Cool. I don't care how you look at me. Yeah, it's a no. Oops, sorry. No. Yeah, you can look at me wildly. Poor thing. No.
Vocabulary, so thank you for speaking up. Another person said, as a nanny, this is spot on. Literally, some parents let their kids do whatever they want nowadays because they want their kids to be happy every minute. And it's not just that this has happened accidentally. Like, gentle parenting experts and therapists and proponents of the participation trophies have all been encouraging this for years. It has been a slow burn, and now we are seeing the results of this type of parenting. And again, I don't think that these are bad people. I think that a lot of this was very well-intentioned. And while they might just have wanted to make their kids feel good or feel included or not be as strict as their terrible boomer parents, we have obviously gone way too far in the opposite direction. Kids need structure and discipline. They often don't understand nuance or subtleties yet. And saying no should not be thought of as triggering. And you should not teach your kids that hearing it is triggering or prepare them for it to be triggering.
We got a new follower on Twitch. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. Hadavar 777. Ah, yes, much more sevens. Let's go.
Because when they become adults and they go into the real world, they're going to face a harsh reality of constant no's when things do not go their way, because that is.
Remember what I just said about preparing the kid for life. It also comes from saying such no's.
just kind of how life is. Life is a never-ending sea of challenges that we all have to overcome. And every time that we overcome them, we become better. We become better, more well-informed, well-intentioned people. That's how life works. And you need to teach your kids that from a very young age, starting with not letting them blow out their sister's candles because they want to be included. No,
Poor
just
kid.
say no. It is so easy. And we cannot let this go any further because based on the victim mentality that has taken hold of our society, I would say that we are already seeing the very dire consequences. So yes, it is time to change course, parents.
Moral of the video, moral of the reaction. Moral of the video. How do I put this correctly? Yes, no, the more a yes loses its value. It's simple, but it is. Guys, thank you for being here. This was Zeno77 today with you. I hope my connection got back because I just checked how it looked like. And yeah, it's all good. It's all back. So you need to subscribe to this channel. You need to get our milestone. We do not want to stop. So for those of you watching this on YouTube, you may now subscribe. You may hit the like button. You may hit it if you enjoyed it. You may also hit the dislike button if you didn't enjoy it. But remember, that requires a comment. I am sure sending you all these precious hearts. Check this out. My connection is struggling and I can't seem to bring you a heart. Anyway, thank you for being here today. Thank you for watching this stream. I will definitely see you in my other reactions. But that is for those of you who are watching me in replay. We shall see each other. All right. This was a good one. I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of fast. Well, let's see what the other ones prepare. Now, I'll give it one thing. I don't know if I'm going to go through 3, but I'm definitely going to go through 2 because I am tired. Yes, I can get tired. And it's not that I can't do the reactions, but I think it's much better if I go to sleep and actually make another video for you. I have a plan. I'm not sure if how I'm going to execute it, but I have a plan for a video. We shall see how it goes. But as it stands, we are reacting to the second video because I told you so. Young adults don't want to go out anymore. This is a video about Gen Z. This is a video from Brad Cooper. You all know the story. She posts a video. We react to it. We watch it. We make our own conclusions or assumptions, etc. This one is going to be about Gen Z and how it is, so to say, not liking to go out anymore, which is super weird because it really depends. It really depends on the community you're going to hang out with. Anyhow, I don't really see the reason to continue it. Let's jump into it.
The comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. So 15 to 20 years ago, when I was growing up, parents were doing everything they could to protect their children. And in doing this, they stifled their children's independence. They made them incredibly risk averse. They made sure that they never had to face hardship. They sheltered them and kept them from having to get after school jobs. And they tried to keep them on the straight and narrow. And they thought that they were doing the right thing. And obviously the intentions were good. We can't look at that and go, wow, you are a terrible parent. They were trying to do the right thing.
Yeah,
now,
that is
when you
true,
look around at my generation,
you are a terrible parent, sure, but with good intentions.
You see how we're doing in adulthood. You see anxiety, you see stunted growth, you see excuses, a lack of personal responsibility. And psychologists think that we can blame 2 things: helicopter parenting and screen time, obviously. And you know what this is impacting?
What is Wait, what is helicopter parenting? Let me Google this. Helicopter parenting. Yeah, I really need to go to bed. A parent who is over attentive and overly fearful of a child's experience and problems, particularly outside the home. And okay, so simply an overprotective parent. Really? Subscribe to the video and the channel.
Notification bell so that you make sure that more, and this is a prime example of all of these changes in my generation. Before we dive into this story though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our channel if you've not already, and of course, ring that notification bell so that you never miss one of our comment section episodes. All right, so back in the
And for
90s, in the
this
early
channel.
2000s, even in the 2010s, young people were desperate to go out. They were desperate to grow up, they were desperate to go out with their
this legend.
friends, dance, drink, whatever they wanted to do. But now, that culture has died, and people are trying to figure out why.
That is the biggest lie I've heard all day. And I've heard lies enough today, guys. This one is the biggest. What do you mean that Gen Z doesn't want to go out to clubs? I do. My friends not want to go out. Another reason. We're built differently. We've been raised different. We probably have different backgrounds. Clubs are still fulfilled, you know. Pubs and restaurants with different and loud music. What do you mean? What do you mean they don't want to go out anymore?
In February, The Telegraph wrote, "From rowdy behavior to clean living kids, why Gen Z gave up on clubbing. Today's 20-somethings are rejecting the noisy anonymity of the nightclub and embracing sobriety, fitness, and old-fashioned hobbies." And this article definitely had more of a positive spin, and I'm sure for some people, probably more like myself, a lot of this is true. You know, Gen Z is one of the most sober generations ever. We love grandma and grandpa style clothing. Literally, most of us.
Yeah, sober, and then we drink freaking milk that's been standing for 2 hours, for 2 months. I came to this place where I'm at right now, and they don't really have milk. They have some shit that they call milk that is staying there for 2 months. 2 months deadline. I stopped putting milk in my coffee. That was too much. I said, no, I'm gonna drink it without, just not this, because cannot be called milk. What do you mean more sober? Yeah, maybe more sober in some cases, but they're drinking shit instead. Better to drink a good beer for that matter.
Are homebodies. Some of us maybe are too much of a homebody, but we can get into that later. But commenters on the Telegraph's Instagram were not quickly convinced, and young people felt as though they were being misrepresented by this article. And for these people in the comment section, it was more about the money than anything else. One guy said, because a lot of Gen Z are scraping by on the bare minimum and don't have the money to waste on €6 pints and €7 entry fees.
Trust me, they have.
Somebody else said, because no one is paying $14 for a vodka Red Bull. Another guy said, of course the Telegraph.
You need Red Bull to have fun in the club. I don't think that I've ever bought. No, I actually did buy myself a drink in a nightclub. I was actually back then. First of all, I see my stream lagging, which is super bad. I don't like it. But on the other hand, what I did do was wait, I can see comments here. I'm gonna answer them right now. But before I do that, I have to respond that what I was just talking about. Oh yeah, that people that I spent money on drinks very rarely in the club. What do I think about feminism? I've already said this in the previous reactions. I don't think it's real. Like if we talk about the specific definitions of feminism, then I don't believe in them. Red Bull gives you wings. Yeah. But nobody has dollars for it apparently.
Says nothing about the fact that clubbing is becoming inaccessible for most young people due to the cost of living. Also, the clubs are having to close down or increase fees and costs of drinks because of the exorbitant rents from the landlord class. One drink is literally hourly. This is the age of the Puritan, the prig, and the bore. And then last one, this girl said, no free time, drinks are hella expensive, and DJs effing suck these days. So needless to say,
I can at least believe the DJ's part. That is, if they play nowadays music, yeah, some of them will and may suck. It's showing me that my connection is 9 out of 10. Should we continue with this low picture quality? Because it shows me 9 out of 10. I can probably close this tab and this tab, and oh my god, I have too many tabs opened. Well, give me a sec. I didn't think it was that much. Now I'm back.
To say young people have allegedly not seen this as a positive departure. It is not really their choice. It's the fact that everything is changing around them. But that same week, The Guardian released an article on this phenomenon with a different angle. And while their angle might be harder for young people to hear because it turns the attention and the blame back on us and our parents rather than the economy.
This is how AI.
Yeah, I have to skip this ad because I don't get paid for it. I'm back.
Do think that it's more accurate. So the headline read, "Meet Generation Stay at Home." Quote, "You don't need to pay to go clubbing. You can sit at home and watch it on your phone. Why have so many teens and 20-somethings stopped going out?" So in this Guardian article, they're arguing that
I was literally talking to a 38-year-old guy today who was talking to me about the different people in the club, so to say.
Gen Z is not staying home to hit the gym and make celery pressed juice while they prepare for an evening of knitting and other safer old-fashioned hobbies. They argue that Gen Z is stunted and that they're staying home to be on their phones. And honestly, It does not take a researcher to know that that is probably pretty spot on. We can just all look at our screen times that we get sent every single week by Apple and know that that is probably very true. But what I thought was really interesting about this article is how concerned the parents are. And that kind of ties into what we talked about in the intro for this episode, because these parents spent so long sheltering their children and keeping them inside and risk averse. And of course, the lockdowns did not help with any of that. And now they're confused as to why their children don't want to go out and club or do anything for that matter. It's not really about clubbing. That's just one example. They don't want to do anything.
Exactly. Now that is a good response.
Because you're no fun.
One mother said they weren't at all interested in seeing their friends. They just wanted to be left alone. It's as if something clicked. And this mother said that she tried.
Now this is a lie. Come on. Even the night chat on Discord, you gotta give it.
Tried not to make a big issue out of it, but their withdrawal bothered her. A healthy teenage life, she feels, should involve at least a bit of adventurous pushing of boundaries. I would rather they didn't drink cider in the park or whatever. That's normal. I don't think it's normal for them to stay in their rooms. When she suggested that her sons go into town with friends, as she had done at their age, they balked. The youngest wouldn't because apparently that's not what mates do, and he wouldn't go on his own because that looks sad. But mostly, she says, they were baffled by the idea of hanging around shopping malls with their friends when they could buy anything they want online.
Yeah, that would also. What the hell do you mean hanging around shopping malls? You gotta have a goal to go to the shopping. You don't hang out at a shopping mall. Cringe. That is cringe, hanging around the shopping mall.
Everything encourages them to be phones, gaming, TV, stuff being delivered to your home. I think that lockdown caused the boys' behavior. It may have prolonged the habit of socializing online. And I definitely agree with that. It did not start with the lockdown, but it definitely solidified it as the primary form of socialization for my generation. And like this article goes on to say, it's not just going to the club or the mall. It is huge steps towards adulthood that my generation is missing. They specifically touched on driver's license. It used to be that kids were to hit 15 or 16 to the get wheel, and it wasn't to drive. They didn't want to do the act of driving. It was because they were getting that driver's license.
Yeah, that is super confusing to me.
That comes with being able to transport yourself wherever you and be in control of your life. At least that's how my brothers were. We were so excited, and my mom pushed us. I mean, like 15th birthday, we were at the DMV. She was like, "You're hitting the road. I'm not driving you anymore. This is great. You are on your own. It's time to take responsibility. You're going to get to your appointments at the right time. You're going to drive yourself to work." It was a big thing in our household. And so it was shocking when I looked around at my friends and we turned, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and some of them had still never gotten behind the wheel. They had no desire to get their driver's license. I mean, just the other day here in Nashville, I met a girl through a friend who is in the same boat. I mean, at almost 20 years old, no license, in suburban Nashville. She has a boyfriend, she works, does not seem to mind that she cannot drive herself anywhere that she wants to go. It is wild to me. Additionally, this Guardian author talked about the decline.
Brad, come to Europe, I'm telling you, you're gonna love it here. Love it.
And young people having part-time jobs while they're in school. And we actually did an episode about this recently because for the first time since 2009, in America at least, the number of young people working is finally on the rise again. No young people have been working. Just a few years ago, when I was still in school, I was the only person in my friend group that had a side job. Who would ever had a side job. Some of them had done internships before at their father's offices, whatever, you name it. But I was the only person who had been a waiter or who had worked at something like Trader Joe's, who had made money outside of going to school. And I would be in business classes where our professors would openly say, you guys have your work cut out for you because you are entering the job market with the least amount of work experience than any generation ever. So we have all this time. We're not driving ourselves. We're not hanging out with our friends. We're not working. What were we doing instead? We were staying inside. We were being hermits. We were watching clubbing videos on TikTok instead of actually going to the clubs. Literally, that is what they talk about in this Guardian article, that club owners are now investing in videographers and social media owners going on their clubs to watch their clubbing videos online. It's just wild and so ridiculous and upside down.
I think they've got this thing backwards.
I mean, number one, that is just so weird. And number two, that can't be healthy. And I'm not saying people need to go throw their phones into the lake and be completely digitally disconnected for the rest of eternity. But if you're going to use
That is the problem. All of a sudden, what about a phone problem? Everyone just asks you, yeah, well, what shall we do? Throw it in the lake? No. You should figure a way how you can do it better. How can you use it?
someone to make plans in real life, use it to call them and actually hear their voice. And you can do that really well with Pure Talk, actually. Now, you guys have
No, you can't. I'm not paid for this ad, so I can't confirm it.
park, I don't know what it is, use your phone for good. Okay. And it's not just in the West that this is happening. South Korea has been a big topic of discussion lately. We've talked about it a lot on the show because their government is really taking huge swings to address their myriad of social problems that we're all facing, if we're being honest here. And in addition to the dating events and the dating apps to get men and women liking each other again and making babies to save their population, they are trying to help their reclusive youths. Their ministry on gender equality and family said reclusive youths can have slower physical growth due to irregular living and unbalanced nutrition.
Do you have a minister on gender equality, or is it just my brain making words up at 3 a.m. in the morning?
And family said reclusive youths can have their men and women liking each other again and making babies to save their population. They are trying to help their reclusive youths. Their ministry on gender equality and family said reclusive youths can have slower physical growth due to irregular living and unbalanced nutrition and are likely to face mental difficulties such as depression due to a loss of social roles and delayed adaptation. And obviously, they are not wrong about any of that. We have seen that in action in America. It is happening elsewhere. That's what we're learning here today. And they have been trying to incentivize these young people to get out and socialize through money, which sounds like something that those Telegraph commenters on Instagram could get behind because it is
It sounds like that Japanese guy who got paid to hang out with, to go to the airport, to deliver something, to spend time. Well, let me actually Google this guy. Japanese guy who got paid to do nothing. No, I think there was another guy. No, that was this guy. Yeah, he was just hired to be there, so to say. Amazing job.
certainly a universal problem. I mean, take a look at this graph. Why are Koreans feeling lonely? Number one, no economic capacity. And then there's also, feels like there's nobody to meet, no hope about the future, feeling alone in the world, contrasted with the happiness of others, nobody to open my mind to. So the top is obviously financial, and the rest are all emotional, probably exacerbated by time online and social media. All of that sounds like symptoms of being on social media too much, based on everything that I know. And those problems are obviously much more complex and difficult to address, but South Korea decided that they wanted to tackle that first reason, and they decided to offer these reclusive youths a monthly allowance of $490 to use for socialization and activities. And in addition to that, they also rolled out a program that would help pay for cultural experiences and enrichment for teens to get them out of the house early so they didn't become a 20-something-year-old that's never leaving their house. And this is still a very new program. They only rolled this out about a year ago, and South Korea is obviously still struggling with its birth rate and trying to get its society back on track, but I will be so interested to see if this is successful. Because clearly, this is a worldwide epidemic. People don't know what to do about this problem. They're scared about what this means for the future of the job market and people having children. And so everyone's trying to address this. Other countries are now rolling back labor laws on young people working to incentivize them to start getting jobs. They're trying to raise the limit for when somebody is considered an adult on social media. Right now, it is 13, which is just insane. So they're trying to raise that among many other solutions. And in addition to all of that, our government should be focusing on getting our economies back on track so that young people don't feel so bottlenecked and trapped in their homes. Like, I see TikToks all the time of people being like, I get asked what I do on weekends. I enjoy my rent. I stay at home and I enjoy the money I spend to live in this house because that's all I can afford to do. So I'm going to enjoy my rent. I'm going to enjoy my mortgage. That's all people can do. So all of this is just so needed. Not just so that young people can go out and buy vodka Red Bulls and hit the club and get sloshed, but so that they can get back outside and socialize in real life and work on their mental health, so that they aren't so risk adverse, so that they can take personal responsibility and mature into adulthood and be productive members of our society, because, oh my God, we need that. So here's hoping that we learn how to address this before the iPad kids grow up, because that is what we should be afraid of.
Moral of the video, and of the reaction in general, because this is what we started. Guys, just do it. Just do what you think is the correct thing to do. If you want to ask someone out, ask them out. If you want to hang out with them, hang out. If you want to spend any time, don't be afraid of other people, because other people are the same as you. They're the same dumb, the same smart, and the same in general. Guys, this was Zeno77 today with you. I'm not going to do another reaction, honestly, due to the connection issues, but I had a guarantee for 2 videos, and I did it. So more videos I hope to draw pretty soon. Keep following our 100 crunches challenge. This is super important. I'm trying to do it every day. The goal is to do 100 days before the end of 2024. And I hope we will do it together. Guys, subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed the content, please. And also like the video if you did. But in general, you may have disliked it. I understand it. That's why I need to leave a comment for that. But that's why you need to leave comments. Yes, I need the feedback. I need to know what you have to say about my reactions. Guys, Zeno77 today with Brad Cooper. We will definitely see each other in the nearest future and very, very soon. I hope that you enjoyed these streams, this stream specifically, and I will see you in my other reactions. Thank you everyone for being here today. Unfortunately, without a third video, so under an hour stream due to connection issues and time management issues. I promise you that once I get back to my place, I'm gonna be much more back, so to say. I'm going to be streaming at least 1 hour every time I stream. Okay? Deal? I hope it's a deal.